my parents and my siblings like fought for this country for people to be able to say what they want to say.
Yeah.
And I just think it's crazy to try to like silence people from doing that, whether you agree with it or not. If you don't agree with it, scroll past it. It's the benefit of social media. Scroll past it. Curate your feed to where you're not seeing that stuff.
Yeah, literally. I couldn't agree more. Amazing. Okay, well, welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Cardwell Chronicles. It's another episode with you and I. I have been eating these up here lately because we've been busy.
Very busy. Like, genuinely, sometimes this is the only time we see each other.
I know. Today I woke up with Ethan and I was like, oh my gosh, I have been working for 14 days straight. 14-hour days every single day. I don't know what's up from down. I don't know what's right from left. I haven't seen Emily. Like, I need this to like regulate my nervous system for a moment.
I know. Taylor, before she left, she was like, I'll tell Sarah you said hi. And I was like, I get to see her.
Thank God.
I know. It's been so long.
Yeah. When you were like, I don't think we have time for a podcast this week. I was like, I hear you so hard. I hear you, but please.
I know. I'm so stressed. But it's fine. It's going to be great. I have Tyler here for 3 days, and I'm going to get in all the work things that I can for 3 days because when he's gone, genuinely, I just like can't do anything.
Yeah. Wait, is he only here for 3 days?
Yeah.
And then he leaves again?
He leaves on Monday to go to Mexico for a week.
Oh my God.
I said this on the call, our happy hour mentorship call last Wednesday, and Dawn goes, Emily, I thought Tyler was supposed to be home more with his new job. And I was like,
we all did.
He is technically. These are 2 trips just happen to be back to back. And then every other week, he's just going to the office for a couple days a week. And so when we move, he will be home way more. Like, I'll get my husband home every single night, which is going to be so weird for me because literally
like,
in our entire relationship, maybe for the first year and a half, we were like, he had a job where he came home all the time. But since then, we've been together 10 years and he's had a traveling job since then. So I'm like, not used to having him around all the time.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
It's going to be a whole new era for you guys.
I know. It's going to be very weird. I feel like it's going to like help with some butting of heads because even when he comes home from his trips, I'll be like, oh my gosh, you're like getting me out of my routine. And I have this routine with Oz now and like you're irritating me and I'm so happy he's home, but I'm irritated that my routine's messed up. And then I'm like, we're going to get into a new one. It's fine. It's going to be great, but it's very interesting. He was talking to me about a colleague of his that used to travel all the time. And like at the beginning of when he was working, he traveled so much that him and his wife ended up splitting up. And I was like, honestly, it's hard.
Yeah, you get it. You can see how that happens.
I see how it happens. Like, I don't ever see that happening for me and Tyler, but like I see how when your husband's gone that much, it's really hard to like create an actual life together and feel stable when your husband's gone for however much. So I'm very excited for the stability.
Oh my God, I'm excited for you. So you've got 3 days with him, then he's gone for a week, then he's back for
a while. Any of the trips that he takes, we are on together because he's coming to the retreat. He has a work trip to Cabo that we're going on together for a week, and we're not taking Oz. And
shut up.
I don't even know what I'm going to do with myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
For your mom and dad.
Yeah, his mom is coming up to watch Oz for the week, and we're taking Zero over there. And so a full week of just mom and dad.
Are you going to survive without Oz for a week?
It's going to be hard, but I think it's so necessary.
Yeah.
Oz is so attached, and I think that that's a good thing. I don't think there's anything wrong with like your kids being attached to you, especially at the age that he's at. But like, I need some level of independence back.
Yeah.
And so I think it's going to be really good. And then we go to Scotland. We literally come back. We're home for like 2 days, and then we all go to Scotland.
Okay, who's the Miss Travel fan?
So irresponsible of me. I can't.
Yeah, right. No, it's perfect.
I didn't know until Tyler told me. He was like, yeah, we're only home for 2 days. And I was like, okay.
Kill me.
My anxiety can't handle that, but it's going to be great because we're going to be in my favorite place in the world.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's what I was telling Ethan as well, because obviously we leave for Scotland on Tuesday, and it's like between Norway and Scotland, there was, I think, a 16-day stretch, and I haven't done anything other than work. Mm-hmm. Not a single thing. Like, just zero balance, 100 miles an hour in one direction. And I'm like, we're literally going to Scotland to sleep.
Dude, it genuinely, I don't even know how to describe this to you. And I hope you feel the same way when you get there. It feels like coming home. Like, it's the most cozy, comfortable, relaxing place to be. I love it so much.
I can't
It's
wait.
the best. It literally just feels like you're getting a warm hug the entire time you're there. I love it.
I literally can't wait. I can't wait.
I hope you feel the same way, because if you come back being like, it's not that cool, I'm going to be mad.
Well, I just feel like it's very on brand as well for like the type of travel that Ethan and I have been enjoying the most this year, which also was like, I was telling you, I was like, I don't think maybe we shouldn't do Scotland because it's so kind of the same vibe as Norway, Sweden, Iceland, like all of these like northern, cooler, gloomier, you know, vibes that we've been kind of gravitating towards. But in the same breath, I'm like, but I also have just loved every single place that we've traveled so far this year. So let's top it off with the one that everybody says is the best.
It is the best. Yeah, you normally are like a tropical traveler.
Yeah, that's changed over the years.
Yeah.
I used to like love sand and now I don't. Maybe it's because I live at the beach. I don't know.
Yeah, I also think that like for you, traveling to a tropical destination means like going to like Southeast Asia or like, I don't know, somewhere where the flight is really far. And Ethan's not doing that.
He's not doing that. He's not doing that. He won't. I won't anymore either. I'm like, we have to do first class if we're going to do that.
Yeah, Tyler and I want to go back to Thailand really bad, but
I have really high on my list is Tokyo.
oh, I would
Food.
love to go to Japan.
Yeah, like just food, period.
Yeah.
But I like want to go and I want to like be gluttonous for like 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You should watch. There's this influencer that I follow. Her name's Remy. I think it's Remy Ashton on YouTube. And she's gone to Japan like 3 times in the past couple years. And so she has all of the good like food recommendations. And she has like a cooking show that she does on YouTube too. So she's like really into food. And so she's the person that you want to follow if you're looking for food stuff in Japan.
Yeah. Well, and then I knew I wanted to go to Japan because of the food. And so I told Ethan, I was like, okay, if we're going to go to Japan, 1, we're going to have to stay a minute because it's a long flight. 2, it's going to be our splurge trip one of these years because it's going to be expensive. Because if it's a long flight, then I want first class. Or we're going to have to plan
And I think Japan in general is just kind of expensive. It's not like where you think you're going to like Bangkok and everything's really cheap. It's like very...
Yes.
I don't want to say Americanized because that's not the word I'm looking for, but like touristy in that it makes it really expensive.
Western in their prices.
Yes.
Well, and so I was looking at this carousel the other day that it was like, I follow this guy on Instagram who's called the First Class Jerk. And he just posts like ultra luxury travel, ultra luxury restaurants,
I'm sure
cars.
Tyler follows him.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm absolutely positive. And it's so good. Like all the stuff that he posts, you're just like, wow, I didn't even know like stuff like this in this world existed. But he will DM famous people and he'll just ask them, what's the best accommodation you've ever stayed at in your entire life? And so he's like DMing like the Kardashians, right? Or that like that level of status. And out of I think he got 10 replies, or maybe it was just because 10 carousels, I don't know. But out of the 10 replies, 4 out of the 10 said the Aman, I think it's the Aman. I could be saying that wrong. Aman Hotel in Tokyo. And so I looked it up and it's like a minimum of $3,000 a night, maximum of like, 30 grand a night if you want like the penthouse suite or whatever.
Oh geez, don't tell Ethan about the penthouse.
I know. And they do like this in, like most people go for 3 days and it's like this completely immersive wellness experience. So they like do your blood work and they like put you in these like, I don't know, all sorts of like hot, cold chambers, like all sorts of stuff. And so you leave with like a better idea of your specific body type, the foods you react to, all this stuff. And so I'm like, I want that experience. But I think all in, when you look at like the flight, the hotel, all of the wellness stuff to go along with it, for the first 3 days, it would be like 20 grand.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And so I'm like, I want to go to Tokyo. But like the version of Tokyo that I want to do, I'm not even close to the level of wealthy that I need to be to like do the thing that I want to do over there. So
that's
maybe
like dream vacation. Yeah, the people that I watch that go, I mean, a lot of the times they like link it up with a brand trip that's taking them there. Like Remy, the last time she went, Guess Jeans took them. And so then she just extended her trip. So like her flight is probably paid for by the brand.
Yep.
But they're also flying out of LA, which is shorter flight. So I'm assuming less cost.
Yes. And we could do the points thing where we like Spencer and Ashley that we follow. They obviously do the points thing all the time. And we've got 1.5 gazillion points from buying hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of crap that goes in these B&Bs. And so I'm like, okay, if I know that I want to go, that I could like plan it 2 years in advance and like get the points to pay for the rental car and the flight and everything, but I haven't even like cracked that open even slightly. I
Yeah.
just found the hotel and I was like,
One thing about Japan is I don't even know if you would need a car because I feel like they have a lot of public transit.
yeah, that's probably very true. And there's a high likelihood that we wouldn't be able to read the signs anyway.
Yeah. After Tyler driving in Bangkok, probably not. It's terrifying. There's a lot of stuff that was in English, but it was scary being in a car because like just the way that people drive is different.
Yeah. So we'll see. TBD, but we probably won't go to Asia for a minute. And in the meantime, we have been on this Scandinavia, Iceland, Greenland's really high on our list.
Ooh.
And then in the States, it's like Washington or
we
Banff
might
that's
own,
really high.
the U.S. might own Greenland soon. It might be
We'll
not
see.
an international trip.
Yeah, we'll see. Ethan would love that. He'd be like, thank God we don't have to leave the great state of the United States or the great country of the United States. Speaking of, we are in quite tense times yet again.
Just a little tense.
This feels like 2020 all over again with how loud the internet is.
It does. I don't know. I genuinely feel like there's a huge change that's happening right now. That's like a permanent change in our society in general.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary.
Yeah. For context, if people are listening to this like 6 months from now or 3 years from now, Charlie Kirk died last week, the week before last week. I think it's been a week and a half. Last Wednesday?
Yeah, last week Wednesday.
And holy
September
cow,
10th.
the world flipped upside down.
Yeah, it's really crazy because I was telling you this right before. I really wasn't like an avid follower of his content. If I'm being completely honest, I like avoid most political content in general just because I will get sucked into the rabbit hole. It will become my whole life and I just like can't live in that mindset forever.
Yeah.
But of course, just like I'm sure most people, I guess maybe not most people, a lot of people, the news was pulled up as soon as like we found out what happened. And so I saw the video of it happening.
No, I haven't seen it.
Don't watch it. It's genuinely the most traumatizing thing, or
That's
one of the most traumatizing things I've ever watched in my life. It's horrible. And like, I think as a mom, I'm going to start crying if I talk about being a mom.
Yeah.
Just like knowing that like his wife has their kids and that like she had to go home and like figure out how to explain to a 3-year-old that her dad's not coming home. I don't know. It's just, it makes me incredibly sad. And then seeing the response of a lot of people on the internet has made me just sad for like humanity in general.
Yeah.
I think like there's no, to me, and I personally feel like this should be for everybody. I just don't think there's like but this happened or he got assassinated, but this, and this. Like, we need to put more value on human life in general. And I've been saying this to like my family and everybody in general for years that like we as society have decided to become like judge, jury, and executioner and like not value people in general. And I just don't think that's our job as society. Like, we're supposed to just care about each other and disagree in like healthy ways. And it just like rocked my world. I genuinely started bawling when they like said that he didn't make it. And I don't even like follow him or am a fan of him or anything like that. But it just felt like such an attack on humanity in general.
I completely agree. I mean, I think that it was like one of those things that I'm like, why am I feeling so impacted by someone that I also didn't consume a ton of his content? Like,
it feels weird to like be so impacted by it.
Yeah. And I think it, like, for example, this is how disconnected I was with who he was. When my dad said Charlie Kirk just got shot, I was like, 2.5 Men?
Oh, Charlie Sheen.
He was like, that's Charlie Sheen. And I was like, who's Charlie Kirk? And then I was like, wait, college campus guy, right? And he was like, yes, that's one. And so literally like that was the context that I like knew of him, was college campus guy. But like didn't consume any of his content, and then opening up the internet and then spending like, I felt like I couldn't get off the internet. Like I felt like I have never been so sucked into the comment section and the opinions and the uproar from this that I'm just like, why can I not put my phone down? And why am I like laying in bed crying about it? Like, why am I like, don't know this guy at all? And I'm like, ugh. Like, how are people seeing it this way? Like, how are people celebrating?
I feel like lucky enough that my For You page was not the people who are actually celebrating. A lot of it was like people duetting or showing people that we're celebrating. And I was like, okay, I like that I'm not on the same page as those people. And like, I fully grasp not feeling like hugely impacted by it, right? Like, you don't have to feel that. I think that if you, I don't know, like, I feel like he didn't change my life, but like this thing was like a humanity attack against humanity. And so I'm like, okay, like, I feel impacted because of that, not because of like the person that he was. But for the, like, people to be going out of their way to celebrate the assassination of a person, any person, makes me really sad for like how people are seeing the world. And for you to like have that strong of an opinion about it and feel okay enough to come publicly about it makes me really sad for like the experience that they've had to lead to them feeling that way. Like, what have they experienced to lead to them feeling okay enough to celebrate like a public assassination of someone?
Yeah, I watched this video yesterday actually where and Ethan was like, that can't be real. That has to be like AI or something, but it's like looks very real at least. But it's this mom of these two girls. These two girls are like, did you see where she was like, guys, the best thing in the world just happened? And they said Donald Trump died. And you're talking about, 11 and 7 or something. Like
10 and 8. I was looking at this video literally this morning.
Yeah. And she was like, the second best thing happened. And they were like, JD Vance died. And she was like, okay, the third best thing. And they're like, Elon Musk died. And I was like, you're telling me that your kids, when you say the best thing in the world just happened, and you gave them 3 options, they still didn't get the right person, but their first 3 guesses were death of people.
Yeah. Hate is so taught.
Yeah.
Hatred of people, of opinions, of everything is taught. Yeah. And you taught your kids to believe that way. And that's like the scary thing about being a parent is like making sure that like one of my biggest fears is putting my fears on Oz. So like I'm really scared of water. I don't want him to be scared of water. So I go out of my way to like make sure that he's comfortable and we put him in situations. And so as a parent, for you to be taking that strong of a belief and putting it on your kid and they're going to live their whole life feeling that way, you are creating the structure for how they view the world. Yeah. And you're letting them view the world in a way that like they're celebrating or hoping for the death of anybody, even if you disagree with them. I just like can't wrap my mind around celebrating the death of a person. Yeah, it makes me conditioned hate. So sad. Yeah. And it's so taught. I literally saw that video this morning and then I think, and like I didn't confirm this, so people could fact check and find out that this is false, but like her husband apparently is a lieutenant in the military. And I'm like, your husband fights for our country. Yeah. And you are still hoping for the death of like people that are running our country, which you can disagree with that person, but it's still, I don't know. I was just taught that there's this like level of respect that you give to the person who's our president and our vice president. And like, it just is, you used to not be able to say stuff like that publicly and now you can. And so I don't know, the way that we like are raising our kids, and I try not to mom shame because it's hard to do a lot as a mom, but like if you're teaching your kids hate like that, it just makes me sad for the kids
and scared for your kids. Yeah. Who will be put next to kids that have that kind of hate in their heart. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, both of us have really tried to put ourselves in situations to be consistently surrounded by people who disagree with us. Mm-hmm. Like we disagree on a lot of stuff. Like we have voted politically opposite several times, right? And like we have, like you have watched me, I have watched you go through different seasons of political views, religious views, world views, and like I have never once felt in my little bubble that like I was at risk of dying over it. Like I've felt maybe at risk of potentially losing friends or like having people talk behind my back about it or like whatever, because you're going to have an opinion that's like going to rub people the wrong way. And that's like the point.
Yeah. I genuinely think that we are meant to disagree. Like as society, we are meant to disagree on things and like debate things. And that is a huge point in humankind and like what makes us who we are. But it's supposed to be a civil situation. Yeah. And it's just turning into something that's not. And it genuinely scares me. Like Taylor and I have been talking about this and both of us will start by saying like, this probably sounds so stupid, but like, I was like going to go on a walk with Oz the other day and I was by myself. And then there was like only a few cars and it was like only certain people. And I was like, okay, it was like just men. And I was like, okay, oh my gosh, now I'm scared to like go out in public by myself. Or there's like, I'm obviously like, people can probably see pretty publicly, I've been like approaching faith in a different way than I have before. And I have this shirt that has like a phrase on it that says, God's got this. And I was like, now I'm terrified to wear that shirt out in public. And it sounds so stupid because nobody knows who I am. Like, I'm not like a Charlie Kirk level person, but it does scare me that like people are attacking people for their personal beliefs in that way. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, now I'm scared to do that. And that's what they want, is they want you to be scared to like say those things publicly, but it's working. Like I am scared.
Yeah.
And I'm not even like a person who anybody would come after, but like it genuinely does like affect me to that level.
Yeah. I almost feel the opposite.
Well, I think that that's the point. I think that that's like, I should like have the courage. And I think that that's like Charlie Kirk's wife is now like trying to be like, no, we're like putting his message out there even more. And I hope I get to that point, but I'm just scared.
Yeah. I think I felt more fear and shame around, like, obviously I grew up super religious. A lot of people will come on and be like, okay, I didn't agree with everything that Charlie Kirk said. I would say from my perspective, there's very, very, very few things that he said that I wouldn't agree with. And in my family, I would say that probably like 100% of the stuff that he was saying, my family would agree with. And so I feel like going through 2020 and it feeling like really not okay to be on the right and really okay to be on the left. I remember feeling more fear, shame, quietness about what we believed then. Now it's like, okay, this horrible thing happened, but like what a breath of fresh air to see that like we're not the only people who feel this way.
Yeah, I do. I see that. And I think that that's such a more positive way to look at it. All I'm thinking of is like the crazy people who did agree with what happened.
Yeah.
And that they're still out there.
Yeah.
There is so many people that are okay with what happened, that celebrated what happened, that said that they would have done what happened. Like, and that's not going away anytime soon.
Yeah. Yeah. It's wild. I don't know. I just am like, all of it feels very heavy. And it feels like they picked the person who was literally without much blame, in my opinion. Like, it would have made more sense to me if the assassination attempt on Trump would have happened, if we would have seen the reaction that we saw from Charlie Kirk towards Donald Trump. Like, if people would have been celebrating Donald Trump's death, I wouldn't have been rocked by that at all. I would have been like, that checks out. Like, it totally makes sense to me why people are like, he's a felon. He's this bad guy. Like, he's got a record. He has a
really bad reputation.
Yeah. And especially now with like bearing the Epstein stuff, I'm like, middle fingers up to Trump, like all the way through. I'm like, quit. Like, you're playing all of us. But Charlie wasn't, like he was just this guy that like sat down and was debating people and like stood for what he believed in.
An open conversation and allowed people to speak.
The amount of videos that I saw, like people screaming at him or like knocking his hat off or like really bringing up super tough conversations and him treating them like they were intelligent. Trump doesn't do that, So it's just, I feel like they picked the person that really was the core of like the Christian community to assassinate, and that just woke everybody up. Like,
I know. Yeah, I do feel like it was so intentional. Tyler was talking about this morning, and I think he's the one who said this, but maybe not. But he was saying that he thought that it just happened to be Charlie Kirk. Like, anybody could have been having a rally that day and this person would have done this. And Taylor and I said that we didn't think that it was very intentionally this person who has this very specific message that he was trying to get across.
Yeah.
And I mean, I feel like, unfortunately, and Taylor said the same thing, we think that like Charlie Kirk would probably say that was like part of his purpose on the planet, is to like change the world in this way. And I mean, I feel like he was strong enough in his faith to believe that, but it just makes me sad that like his kids are left behind, his wife is left behind, and they have to like pick up the pieces because somebody wanted to be selfish and remove any voice from the planet, but like his specifically, I don't know, makes me sad.
Yeah, it's really dark.
Very dark.
Really heavy.
I know, it makes like every other problem in your life feel so small.
Well, yeah. And it's just like, I think it's another Kennedy assassination, MLK assassination, like it is the equivalent. So I tend to lean into a little bit of the conspiracy theories there as well, where I'm just like, I don't know. I think there's a bigger.
Have you seen all of Candace Owens' stuff?
Oh, yeah.
I haven't watched a lot of it. I am not a fan of hers, but I just think she's a little intense.
She's very intense.
Yeah, so I just like
very intense.
Don't really watch a ton of her stuff. I watched her interview with this one guy, and I can't remember what his name is, but like I don't really watch her stuff. But Taylor's been watching it like a hawk.
Oh my God, I can't wait to see Taylor today.
She has very strong opinions about this being like a bigger picture.
Oh yeah.
Thing. I agree. Like the story just doesn't make sense to me, but I just don't know. Because I don't 100% trust the government in general, I just don't know that we'll ever know what actually happened. I don't think we ever will.
Yeah. I don't know. Story. It's really confusing. I mean, it really stems down like that side of things. If there is something larger going on, it's like Candace and Charlie Kirk are pointing at Israel, modern day Israel. And I don't know how far we want to go into this, but like, yeah, I think that's all connected. I think the Epstein files are connected to it. I think that, like, in my opinion, 4 years, maybe 6 years, I don't know how many years ago, we went to a Trump rally and I was just like watching Trump talk to the people. And I'm like, he talks to people like they're in third grade. Like he doesn't, from my perspective, doesn't talk to the American people like the American people are intelligent. I think that Candace Owens and Charlie Kirk talk to the people like they are overly intelligent. And it's a lot.
Give them credit for having knowledge and feel like they can actually do better or figure things out or question things and they're happy that they're questioning things. Yeah. I agree.
Because they could be totally wrong, right? But like what's wrong with questioning?
They like encourage the questions.
Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like a lot of people are discouraging the question on both sides, right? Like the Trump administration is discouraging those questions. Like everyone is being like, no, don't ask these questions, depending on your perspective. And that to me is like the red flag.
I know when Taylor told me Candace Owens was coming out and doing all these videos, I was like, she's a mom.
She's she's got a massive target. Like if she ends up dead, I'm like, got it. You can't convince me that it's.
Yeah, immediately I was like, I wouldn't, which sounds really bad because it sounds like giving up on like a person that you cared about. But like, I wouldn't be doing that because I would be worried about like me and my kids.
Yeah.
It'd be terrifying. After watching, did you watch Oppenheimer?
No.
Okay. After watching that, like I just don't trust like government stuff. I think it's all a conspiracy.
I know.
And like I think they're all going after each other.
Yeah, you start like pulling back some of those layers and like
we're gonna put a target on our backs.
I know. Yeah, we're gonna lose like 3,000 followers by this podcast alone, but I'm like, whatever, I don't care at all.
Yeah.
Take it. But yeah, you start pulling back some of those layers and you're like, whoa. I don't know. There's a lot that I don't know. There's a lot that I do know. There's a lot that like I spent so much time over the last several years trying to like unwind the indoctrination that I had growing up, right? And be like, okay, how do I like figure out how the world works without this like preconceived idea that was just placed in my brain by like where I grew up, who my parents are, like all this stuff. And I feel like once you start pulling that back and being like, what, like continue asking questions, then you realize that what you're being shown on TV definitely isn't true. And if you know that that definitely isn't true, or at least not 100% true, then it opens it up to like, okay, then what is true? And then that leads you down a rabbit hole that I'm just like, I can't. Got to pull myself out of it because it'll drive you absolutely crazy.
I know. Wait until you start having kids because you'll start viewing the world completely differently. Like thinking about your child growing up in that and how you have to teach them how to grow up in that. And like all of the topics that are in the world today that we didn't have as kids, that like whether you believe in them or not, it is a conversation that has to happen with your kids because they are going to see all of the social issues that are happening in the world and they're going to have questions. And so whether you believe in the certain things that people believe in these days, I don't want to bring up very specific issues, but like whether you believe in them or not, these kids are going to have them as a part of the life that they grow up in. And you have to have those conversations. And having to navigate that while also political stuff that goes on, the intensity of the world. Now, like, we don't care about humanity anymore, apparently. Like, it's a lot. And also, like, choosing a religion. And if are you going to be religious with your kids? Do you want your kids to have the choice? Are you going to put that on them? Like, there's so much to it.
Yeah.
And so I view the world very differently after becoming a mom.
Yeah.
And there's that whole joke about like your being a mom becoming your whole personality. It really does.
It has
because
to,
it's
I'm
like
sure.
it has to. You're raising the next generation. And so
and then you're seeing videos of how other moms are raising the next generation. And you're like, whoa.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
No pressure.
No pressure. Yeah, no pressure. These people are going to be like decision makers potentially in our future, and we have to figure out how to.
Yeah, and I also don't want this to sound like I just think the left is the problem as well, because it's like Ethan and I went to UPS right behind here the day that they caught the current shooter.
The one that they're blaming now.
The one that they're blaming now. We'll see what happens as time goes on. But, and this lady that was standing behind the UPS counter, we walk in and we're the only people in UPS. And she was like, oh my God. The first thing she says to us, she doesn't say hi or like, how can I help you or anything. She's like, oh my God, they caught him. And I was like, caught who? And she was like, the killer. And I was like, oh my God, great. And she's like, I think that they should have just shot him on the spot.
Ooh.
And I was like,
that's what I'm talking about, judge, jury, executioner. When we turned into that, it makes us like we decide whose human life is valued and whose isn't. And whether somebody did something wrong, and I believe that what this person did was wrong if he actually did it, I don't think that it should be up to us. I don't know. Right. It just seems crazy that decision is left up to a person.
Yeah.
It's like the value that we put on like a human life is.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's all very heavy. It just feels like we want to play God in every single scenario. It's like people are like, what are we going to do without Charlie Kirk now? And I'm like, okay, well, if you do believe in God, like that's handled. Mm-hmm. Just like this guy who killed him will be handled. Like you don't have to decide. Like that's not your job.
Yeah. And I don't want it to sound like we're like attacking the left either, because I think I'd like when I see the videos of the people like celebrating it, that's not even a thought that comes to my mind as if they're right or left. It's just like, makes me sad for them as a person. Yeah. That something in the experience that they've had in the world makes them feel like they could celebrate somebody's death. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, we are friends with a ton of people who are on the left. We have been on the left, or have flip-flopped. And like, I remember being on the right in 2020 and just feeling like when the BLM movement was going on and like cities were burning and like the world was just in absolute uproar. I remember being like, obviously, I think Black Lives Matter, right? Like that's like a super obvious statement.
To us, it seems like common sense, but
yeah. But from a social media perspective, it's like you're put in this position where you like all of my family, my core friends, like all of them are, on one side of the tracks, and all of, my new friends in adulthood are on the other side of the tracks. And like, if I were to like post the black square, then like I'm ticking off everyone over here. And if I don't post the black square, then I'm pissing everyone off over here. And I feel like that same thing existed over the last week, where everyone's like watching who's posting what, and you have to like make this public profession. And if like you don't, then you're like shamed, or like, I don't know. There just isn't really a right or wrong way to navigate it. And so I feel for people who maybe are on the left who like don't also see the crazy statements that like the far left is making. And they're like, okay, I definitely don't feel that way. I'm definitely sorrowful that like this guy was assassinated, but also I can't like post it because then every single person who like knows my beliefs are going to think that I'm like this extremist on the other side.
Yeah, you can not celebrate it and then also still like feel sad and understand that it's like a sad thing, but also just like not necessarily care. I don't want to say not care because that sounds insensitive, but
not
you
being
can just
impacted by
it.
it.
You cannot be impacted by it because you didn't have the same belief system as him, so it doesn't really affect you. Yeah. So yeah, I understand being in that. Cheyenne actually in our mentorship, this got brought up for like, I think 5 minutes, which is actually kind of nice that we like didn't drag the conversation out because I feel like we could live in it forever. Yeah. But she said, because somebody was like, yeah, I really normally see myself as like in the middle, but I feel like I'm going a little further right. And she said, well, it's like tug-of-war, right? Like the middle shifts based off of like how the world is kind of shifting. Yeah. And so I think that people are seeing like, if you are posting about being sad about Charlie Kirk, that you're a far right when really like That's not the case.
Literally no.
Maybe if you're not posting about it, people are like, oh, they're far left, but that's also not the case.
Yes.
It's just we're all trying to live in this middle space where we're like, I don't like this, but I like this. And I understand that these lives matter, but I also understand this. Like there's some sort of balance that I think we're all trying to find in the world. And if you don't say you're right or left, it's like, I remember years ago, Nicole actually said this, and she was like, if you call yourself the middle, then you're just not picking. And I remember being like, Nicole,
I wish she was alive for this because this would be her moment to shine.
Yeah. And I was like, you can be like in the middle when you think about certain decisions, or like maybe you just don't want to be seen as like super far right because it's like the crazies, or super far left because it's the crazies. And so I remember her saying that and me being like, Nicole.
Yeah. In fact, I want most people to be in the middle.
Yeah.
Because if you only need a majority, you only need half to be extreme one way or the other to lose the rights that we have. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like if, like you don't have to convince all the people that like, you know, we abide under the fact that we value freedom of speech. You don't have to have everyone agreeing on that. You just have to have half the people agreeing on that to get rid of it or to keep it, you know? And so I'm like, no, we need the majority to stay in the middle, because if we do continue pushing people out to these extremes, which I also think that the death of Charlie Kirk is doing, is pushing people further out to the extremes, because anyone who is middle in the right is now further over to the right, and anyone who is middle in the left is maybe slightly over the, like it is that tug of war. Nobody wins when people are like way pushed out on either side. And so that just, I don't know. That's why it feels like I question if there's a larger thing happening here, because even though it maybe is a breath of fresh air for the right to be able to feel proud of being on the right for the first time in a very long time, the further you silo people, the worse it gets. And so overall, I don't know that it's like going to do good in bringing people together in any way. It just like makes one specific section stronger and the other one more hateful.
Yeah, I feel like we've gone through a really long stage of like maybe the left being kind of loud, and like especially in 2020 it was like their voices were very loud, and then we're kind of shifting in the other direction, and instead of like finding the balance in the middle, we're just shifting all the way.
Yeah, yeah, it's like I have seen this guy who's like on Instagram who's looking at people who are leaving extremely hateful comments, and then he's finding their employer, and then he's getting them fired. And so he's got this running list of like
cancel culture.
It's cancel culture on the right.
Worst.
And I'm like, okay, everyone on the right's been screaming at the left to stop cancel culture, and then here you are
we're doing it.
Yeah, like I don't think people like
we don't get like I don't agree with all the things that people are saying online, but like we don't. Conservatives are like, we have free speech. We get to say what we want. And then when people say what they want, even if it's like hateful or disgusting or whatever your opinion is on what that person said, you're now canceling them. But it's free speech. Like, it's genuinely one of the things our country is built on. And whether you agree with it or not, people are allowed to say what they want.
Yeah. And again, if you are a Christian, it's not your job to convert people. Right? Like it's your job to plant a seed and then let God handle the rest. And like, let's say you're a Christian and you're the employer and you fire someone for having some hateful thing that they're saying. It's like, that's a tough choice to have to make, but that's not really leading with love in any way either. Like you're not like being an example of someone like Charlie Kirk, who really was trying to love people through all of their different opinions. You're just like outcasting them and furthering their narrative in their head that you hate them, they hate you.
And like there just has to be a separation of like work and home. Like what you're posting on your personal social media, unless you're like the face of the company, how are you like, you really have to censor yourself that much because you're worried about your job. Whether I agree with what that person is saying or not, like I think it's crazy that they can't speak about we all are pissed that Charlie Kirk got killed for speaking his beliefs, and then we're gonna go and get somebody fired for speaking their beliefs. I am like, I could rage about this forever. It makes me so mad because I'm like, I don't even agree with half of what they're saying, and I still think they should be allowed to say it. But everything that I believe is rooted in the fact that like my parents and my siblings like fought for this country for people to be able to say what they want to say. And I just think it's crazy to try to like silence people from doing that, whether you agree with it or not. If you don't agree with it, scroll past it. It's the benefit of social media. Scroll past it. Curate your feed to where you're not seeing that stuff.
Yeah, literally. I couldn't agree more. Yeah, we got very lucky in having parents and friends that have like very much let us be who we've wanted to be in the different seasons of life. Like if either you or I were extreme on either side, we would not have made it through the different seasons that we've gone through. And we both have been 12 different people in very extreme ways.
Yeah.
Like you have seen me be goody two shoes and you have seen me be an absolute menace.
That's a good way to put that.
You know? Like,
yeah. Same, honestly.
Yeah. So if I didn't have people who like led with love when they maybe shouldn't have from other people's perspective, like I would not have anyone in my life, you know, like because I've been such different people. And so I just feel like there's this like idea that from both extremes that you're supposed to be fully developed right now, you know, and you're supposed to like understand everything in depth the correct way right now. And if you don't understand it the exact same way that they do right now in this moment, based on all of our different experiences in life, then you are wrong or right. And that gives you like a justified hate towards that person. And I'm just like, why do any of us have the confidence that we like actually know what the heck is going on?
We're right. Exactly. Everything that we know is exactly correct. And
like we're floating on a rock, guys. Like,
yeah, I know. I feel like we could like bring this back to like questions that people ask in the mentorship about like, how do I present myself on social media? I'm like worried about saying this. I'm worried about saying that. And I'm like, to me, if you just present who you are as a person and people find you and maybe they like you, maybe they don't like you, but like, I don't see somebody on social media and I'm like, oh, I hate them. I'm like, I don't agree with them. So like, maybe I'm just not going to follow their content, but I don't feel like they should be worried about what they're posting because I'm watching it. And like, I might follow them or might not follow them. And so I feel like that's where we are though. Like people are not like a lot of influencers I watch will be like, I don't really post about my political beliefs or I don't post about my faith because I don't want people to like get upset about it. And to me, I'm like, if I'm going to post about it, if you don't like it, don't follow me.
Yeah.
And if you like it, cool. Or if you don't like it and you still want to follow me, great. I want you to be here. But like, I feel like we are at that place where you can't be different people. Like you can't go through a stage of like not being religious, being right, being left, being in the middle, and like let people see it. Like we're not allowed to let people adapt anymore or evolve.
Yeah. 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 People want to be right more than they want to be alive. Like that is crazy. I don't know. I just feel like people just really cling to the idea that they need to feel safe because they've got it figured out, whether they're a Christian, whether they're not a Christian, whether they're like across the board, people want to feel like they've figured it out. And I'm like, that's the mystery of life.
Things are changing all the time. Every different stage that I get into, I'm like, whoa, I had no idea.
Yeah.
Or like you think that like you have your life figured out and then you have kids and then you're like, okay, I think I've got this parenting thing figured out. And then they get into a new stage or you think you have your relationship figured out and then a lifestyle change happens or you move or like things in your relationship change and you have to figure out a way to work through it because that's like you chose to be with that person, but nothing is like staying the same in the different stages of life. And we're all expecting to like have it figured out no matter what stage we're in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yep, and stay aligned with the people that are around us 100% of the time, or otherwise they will hate us. Like,
that's also crazy. I do feel very lucky that like the people that we've surrounded us with predominantly all of the stages, we've just been like, we're just rolling with it.
Yeah.
And you're going to be at whatever stage you're at. And we're all going to be like, okay, that's cool. Like you do you for now. We'll see you when you come back around. And they like present that same energy towards us too.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Thank God.
Thank God.
Because I do
think that's kind of rare.
It's so rare, but it has allowed me, it's allowed you, it's allowed the people who are in our close circle to like really go for it. Like just go for it, whatever that looks like. You know, and there have been things that you have done or Dale's done or I've done or whoever's done where I'm sure all of us have looked at the other and been like, the hell are they doing?
What are you talking about?
What phase are we in? Because this is a lot and I don't know how to love you through this. But at the end of the day, you're just like, okay, well, I'm planning on like being by you when your hair is gray and I've just decided that a very long time ago. So like giddy up. Like,
here we go. Yeah, Katie said the other day, and I'm glad, I don't feel like we're living in an echo chamber.
Yeah,
because of the people that we've decided to surround ourselves with. But I do feel like there are certain people, especially right now, that are like putting themselves in that because they're like, I don't agree with that. Done. Like, I'm not listening to that other viewpoint. I'm not listening to any of this. And so they put themselves into an echo chamber. And I think that to get through life, you can't live in that.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. With the internet being as loud as it's been, just like it was in 2020, it almost felt like this mass readjusting the algorithm to where the left is only consuming the left and the right is only consuming the right. Because the second you get to see who people, like where they stand in the present moment, you unfollow or you follow. And so like I was introduced to a million new creators over the last week because everyone's posting about the same thing. And so I'm getting exposed to all different creators that I've never been exposed to, that I get to see their opinion and I get to choose whether to follow or not follow. And even me, I'm like, okay, well, this is like inherently going to put me in some form of more of an echo chamber than it was before, because I am following these people's because I agree with their current beliefs on this current issue in the current state of the world. And it's not showing me any over here. And so I worry about that as well, because we watched that happen in 2022. And I'm just like, that's going to really make those echo chambers strong, even though I am following these people because I genuinely agree with what they're saying. Is that going to harm me in the long run of my overall view of the world, or like everyone's overall view of the world? So I don't know.
Yeah, I think it also goes with like the news stations that you watch, because it's very polarizing. Like, I have this discussion with my parents all the time. The news just used to be the news.
Yeah.
And it was like they gave the facts. The news anchors did not give their opinion on this. Every news anchor is giving their opinion now. They're calling people names. They're being disgusting towards people on the other side. And I cannot stand watching it.
Yeah, me either.
It's so disrespectful to the people they're talking about. It's disrespectful to the people that watch the news. Like, you are supposed to give the facts, but instead they're giving their opinions. And then because it's the news, people are taking it as news and not opinion. And so that like is an echo chamber in and of itself, because if you're watching one side or the other, all you're hearing is like negative, horrible things about the other side and the people on the other side. And it's hard. There are days when like the news is on all day, because my grandma watches the news.
Of course, that
and
generation.
It's on all day long. And I literally can't stand it. I'll leave, because I'm like, this isn't like telling us what's going on in the world. This is these people giving their opinion on a person or a thing. And instead of like telling me the thing that happened, it's like they give the little blurb and then they're like, and this is how I feel about it. And I think that person's an idiot and whatever. And they're like name calling, and it makes me, I can't stand it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really, I don't know. The world is a really strange place, because even like since we've gone to Europe several times over the last year, Ethan sleeps with the TV on. So like every single night, all night long. And so we always put it on something that like is just going to play in the background, that's like not going to keep us up. And so in all of the countries that we've been to, for example, in Europe, there's only CNN. That's it.
Interesting.
And I'm like, okay, well, is that because like the left's views align more with what Europe wants their people to feel reinforced by, like that there is a very obvious one choice? And then I went to our foreign exchange students' wedding in Sweden, and I sat at this table with 3 other couples, and all around our age, and 2 of the couples got up and like started going to the dance floor. And so we were sitting with this one other couple at the table, and this girl's like, "Are you vaccinated?" Just like comes out and asks me. And I was like, whoa, like we're getting really political right away. Like, I don't really know you at all. And I was like, full transparency, no, I didn't get vaccinated. Ethan and I didn't. And she was like, oh my God. She was like, you're one of the first people that I've ever met that's not vaccinated. She's like, and I'm not either, but I'm probably the only one in this room who isn't.
Whoa.
And I was like, whoa, that is
crazy question to ask somebody though.
Yeah, it was a really wild question to like come out, but I was like, whoa, like we think that we've got it difficult over here, where I've been sitting and like going through 2020 being like, wow, everybody hates the way that my family believes, right? Like it's like really heavy to be on the right now. And then I was like, put myself in her shoes for a moment, and I was like, you're it. Period. End of, you've got no one. Like everyone sees it exactly the same way over there because of, you know, their exposure, just what they've been exposed to based on the media their entire life. Like they don't even get to hear the other side of things. And so I was like, wow, they're like, when I think that America is lost and we've just like, we're done for. They're like, we don't have our freedoms anymore. Like the things that we fight for, why are we even fighting for them? Because it's long gone or whatever. I will get checked the second I go somewhere else. And I'm like, oh.
I don't ever really fall into that hole. Mostly because my parents are really good about being like, go to this country and see how well it goes for you.
Yeah.
Or like my sister who was in the military, and I can't remember the exact country she went to. My sister, my oldest sister, she is like higher up in the military now.
Yeah.
Women empowerment. I can do anything. She makes a crap ton of money doing what she does.
Yeah.
And she went to this country, and in this country, women walk behind men.
Yeah.
And she did it because that's what she has to do.
Yeah.
But like, can you imagine in
She's
the
dying
US?
inside.
Can you imagine in the US if they were like, sorry, women have to start walking behind men?
Yeah.
Or like, women aren't allowed to do this, women aren't allowed to do that. Or like, there is problems in the US. But like, I get reality checked even just by my parents once in a while. They're like, we are so privileged to be in the country that we're in.
Yeah. Yeah. That is a common conversation I'll have with my left friends, is how privileged it is to be able to think on the far left. Like
to be able to like think and vote based on social issues versus like safety in your life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like it is coming straight from privilege, which like, don't get me wrong, I love privilege.
And you only know the situation that you're in, right? Like we only have the perspective of what we were raised in and what we saw. And so I understand where that comes from, but like I genuinely feel like a lot of people need that reality check sometime.
Yeah, I did.
And like the people that are like, I'm going to leave the US and I'm going to go like when I don't even know like specific scenarios that I could think of, but there's like some people from our high school that'll be very intense about certain things. And my parents are like, go there. Go there and see how you live your life and how they treat you.
Yeah.
And then understand how privileged you are by living in America.
Yes.
Talk about how much you hate the US more. And my parents get so upset about it. I mean, because they fought for our country, but like also
they lived outside of the country.
Yeah, they lived outside of the country. They see how other people live. They've seen a lot of it. And we're very privileged to be in the situations that we're in. And like, there's problems. There's going to be problems. That's just the reality of it. I mean, we're a society run by humans. Of course, there's going to be problems. Humans are not perfect, but like it could be a lot worse.
Yeah. 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 I follow this guy on Instagram. Maybe it's on TikTok. I don't know, but he's Italian. And of course, like I love Italy. Like if I'm gonna like,
it's the best.
Yeah. If I'm going to run away, Ethan and I are like, are we done with America yet? Like, do we want to move to Italy? Like this is so loud over here. It's so obnoxious. There's no love. There's no peace. Like we get into that mindset as well. And then I'm following this guy who now lives in the US and is now a US citizen, but he grew up in Italy and has a business in Italy. And he claims to be the Dave Ramsey of Italy, right? He like talks about financial literacy for Italians specifically. And he was like, you Americans literally don't understand that. Like you think that free speech, like you take it so for granted. He was like, I pay my mortgage off of suing people over the fact that we do not have free speech in Italy every single month. He was like, all I do is he's like, because we're not allowed to have any form of hate speech at all. He was like, and it is down to the wire. Like you can't swear in a comment without getting sued. And he was like, and so all I do is I have a team of lawyers who sit on my comment section of all of my videos and they will send paperwork to every single person who swears in the comment section and says that they don't like what I have to say and has any sort of hate speech. He's like, and then they send them a letter saying either pay this or we're going to sue you and it's going to cost you more. He was like, and so I pay my mortgage every single month by practicing the fact that we don't have free speech in Italy. And I'm like, it just seems like the most basic right, you know, like the one that you just...
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
To us, it seems like the most basic right.
Yes. And it's just not elsewhere.
It's not.
And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I just don't like the idea that some people would prefer that it get taken away.
I know.
That just is wild to me. I just like can't wrap my head around it at all. So
me neither. We fell down a really deep rabbit hole here today.
This is the podcast we get canceled for.
Literally. I don't think we talked about short-term rentals once. That's fine. This podcast is not really a short-term rental podcast anymore, I don't feel like.
Yeah. Well, and also you and I haven't seen each other in a week and a half.
So we haven't been able to talk about this at all.
We can't have this in private. We have to have it in public. Sorry, all of you that have to listen to us ramble about our thoughts. Yeah. Also, I'd like to put a disclosure. I don't know. Like,
literally.
Don't take what I'm saying
opinion.
seriously. Like, I'm one that's convinced that I don't know what the heck is going on. And that's where I like to remain, is curious, period.
Questioning.
Yes, period. So if you think I'm wrong, probably.
Maybe.
Probably.
You know what? We'll find out. Maybe.
Yeah. Chances are. just as high of a chance of you being wrong as I am. So I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
we'll all find out one day, I suppose. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So anyway, is that an hour? Are we done?
I think so.
We've really got down a rabbit hole. All right. Well, if you liked this content, leave a comment and maybe we'll keep talking about it. But please be kind to us in the comment section, because honestly, we just are not. We don't want to have the discourse. We feel how we feel, and if you're going to be
and
kind,
you're allowed to feel how you feel. So.
yes. So please be kind. But if you are listening to this and any of this did resonate with you, and you do want to be around people who are not going to judge you for any form of your belief at all, period, end of story, we do have a retreat in a month.
We do.
We do have a retreat in a month.
Exactly a month from today, I think, is when day one.
Yes. So if you want to come to that, just know it's going to be a giant mixed bag of people who enjoy talking about tough topics in small group settings, who disagree and agree. And we've had that at every retreat, really. And that's been something that...
it's so refreshing.
Yeah.
Having like adult conversations and being able to leave those conversations and be like, that was good.
Yeah.
Maybe it makes you question something that you were believing in. Maybe it makes you reaffirmed in something you were believing in.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, but that has been a huge portion of what I've loved about getting to know this community in person, because we don't talk about a lot of this stuff publicly on social media, on podcasts, really even on the mentorship. But then when we get in person, these topics, I have no ability to not immediately start digging into people's what do we think is going on this big floating rock that we're doing?
Oh yeah, your favorite question is like, what's your favorite conspiracy theory or something?
Literally,
like
tell me your wildest beliefs. Like, I promise you are never gonna say anything to me where I'm like, we can't be friends anymore. I'm gonna be like, if it is off the wall,
I want to know why.
Polar opposite of mine, I'm going to pick even further. I'm gonna be like, yes, and also you can't get us riled up about it because I care less. I promise.
Yeah,
it's not going to get me riled up.
Yeah,
be like, probably.
You might be right.
Yeah, it could be. But anyway, we do have tickets left for that. We have a few tickets left for that. It's going to be peak fall. It's going to be in Cape Cod. It's going to be a bunch of incredible people who are questioning how to live a better life in general. And
trying to do better for themselves, their families.
Yeah. And we all have different opinions about it. So come join us and dig into that as well. And we will see you guys next time.
Bye.